we go.
Oi.
Oi. Um, you ready to rock?
Yeah, let's give it like 3 minutes.
Cool.
Yeah. You feel like you got the thing set up?
Yeah, it's we're streaming on kitbash3d.com/live now too.
Oh, we are? Great. Do you have an intro up for that or something?
Yep.
Okay. Chris is calling me. Hang on one second. What up, Chris?
You guys are live
On what?
on Learn Squared. Just letting you know. 'Cause you
Oh
have-
shit! Great job with the intro, Banks.
Hey, right on. We're live. Chris called us. Thanks for letting us. Thanks for tuning us in, Gouch.
Awesome. Okay. I guess we're starting.
Yeah. Anyone in the room with us?
Say anything.
Hit us up. Yeah. Thanks, Gouch.
Cool. Well, I guess we'll start on Kitbash too.
Michael says, "What is this?" It's Banks in stereo, which means, do I sound weird? Does that mean there's an echo? Michael, how you doing, man? Thanks for joining in. Oh, Mr. Donda's in the room. He says, "Sup, awesome peeps. What up, man?" We got AV Pedra says, "Woohoo!" And then my baddie is WG 4%. All right. And Rainth says, "Yo." And Arthur says, "Hi, what up, everyone? Thanks for joining us in this room. I am Banks, and I'm here with my partner, Max."
What's up, guys?
And as some of you may know, we are Kitbash 3D. I'm on both sides of the screen, of course. God, look at this. I'm literally over here, and then there's another one of me all the way over there. What's going on here?
I'm surrounded.
Yeah, you're in a sea of this. I bet I can get rid of that. How about? So Max, why don't we jump in and go with our first big announcement today?
Cool. Well, thank you guys for joining us this morning where we are, and evening, maybe afternoon, wherever you are. Yeah, we're pretty excited. We got a lot. We try to keep up in the ante. We don't want things to ever get stale with Kitbash, so we always gotta be doing something to switch things up. And today we have a new sample kit, which we're pretty excited for. I know you guys definitely use the Gothic sample kit to its full potential. Like, when we did the KB3D contest, Banks and I were like, what's anyone going to make with 8 pieces? And wow, we were surprised. We were blown away. So now we want to throw some other pieces for you guys to check out and kind of let you guys play with another kit. If you're already on our newsletter, you'll be getting this in your email today. Sample kits are like donut holes. They get you hooked. That's a good one. Pixel Monk.
Pixel Monk. And Dan Martin says hype. Or not Dan Martin says hype.
So if you're on our newsletter, you'll get this today. And if you're not, you can sign up for our newsletter on our website, and you'll get an email with the sample kit. It's also a good thing to download the sample kit because you can't get the Gothic one anymore. It's gone. It's done.
Gothic kit be gone.
So here, let me pull up. I'll share my screen.
Cool.
Boom. Can you see that, Banks?
Yes, sir. Bangarang. Sweet.
So this is the Art Deco sample kit, giving you a little taste of it all. One big building, one tower, one big building, 2 mediums. You also got like a cool entrance, a cool topper, a little radio tower, and a bridge. And one of the things that I think is also cool, and what you guys clearly showed with the Gothic sample kit, is that by rotating these objects, you get 4 more. Pretty much, that's basically it. So you could take this tower and make it look like 5 different buildings, especially the way that it's broken up, where you can let me grab the outliner and kind of show you how these things are kind of broken up. You can pull these things apart too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so there's a lot of layers in this kit and cool things you can do with it. And yeah, we're really excited to see what people make with that. Which kind of brings us to our next point. Banks, you wanna talk about the next point?
So we had the first KB3D contest. Thanks for bringing this up, Max. We had nearly 150 entries, which is so incredible. Which just lets us know that you guys are digging what's happening here. So what we want to do is we want to turn right around and do another KB3D contest. So using this sample kit or the Art Deco full kit, we're going to now have a Deco contest. So to enter, you can, when you make something with this or with the full kit, enter by posting your work to Instagram using the hashtag KB3D contest, or you can post directly into our Facebook group, Kit Bash 3D. And so this contest is going to run us right up until Thanksgiving. So the Friday before Thanksgiving, which is, check my math here, someone on the internet, but I think it is the 17th. And then we will announce a winner on the 21st, which is a Tuesday, on our regular live stream. So you have a month or just under a month to enjoy this kit, to build something that speaks to you, and share it out there with us. And then we will, just like the Gothic kit contest, we'll be reposting all the cool stuff as it comes in, as well as talking about them on the show.
Yeah, and that kind of also brings up the fact that we now have a Facebook group. Before, if you type in Kit Bash 3D, our page will come up. This isn't what we're talking about. If you click on groups and just join this group, and this is going to be, where one of the places that we're looking for. So if you post on Facebook, post it to the group. Otherwise, we're going to be pulling from the Instagram with the hashtag KB3D contest. So that kind of gives you two places to post. We're trying to consolidate it a little bit because we really don't want to let any paintings slip through the cracks.
Yeah, so given two central places where we as a community can all check out each other's work, stay up to date on what's going on. We're trying to take all this great energy that is happening with us and with you guys out there and us all together, and give us community places to interact with one another, and so that all of us as a network can be aware of each other and have centralized places that we can spend time and learn from one another and grow and hook each other up as life goes on.
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited to see how people get creative with this sample kit, and we'll probably talk about this. We'll probably mention both of these things again at the end of the stream, just in case anyone missed it. But yeah, just they'll be coming to you. You'll get the sample kit in your newsletter. And that's another thing. A lot of people, like, we've worked out a lot of kinks, right? Like we're only a 6-month-old thing. Or I mean 6-week-old. Sorry, not month. It's been 6 weeks since we launched Kit Bash, which is just nuts to us.
That is really, every time I think about that, that's baffling.
So there's still a lot of kinks that we're working out, but I think that we've solved a lot of the sample kit problems. Some people weren't getting them in their emails, but we've done a lot of work to try to make sure that we're not getting caught in your spam filters and stuff like that. So if you don't get one and you're part of our newsletter, just shoot us an email and we'll hook you up.
And on that note, we could not be more grateful to all of you out there who have been doing this with us and going on this ride and helping us figure out when things aren't working and letting me know that I'm in stereo on your screen and all these things. We feel so lucky to be teammates with you guys, and to be growing together. And so we want to continually bring you the coolest stuff we possibly can, things like free sample kits and awesome new kits each month and cool festivals and live streams like this. And we want more and more for us to be able to engage with each other. So please, hit us up anywhere, Insta, tweet, face, on the live streams, in the chat room. Speaking of the chat room, we got Mike Johnson in the room. What up, Mike?
What's up, Mike?
Arthur asked, did you guys get the Bugatti? Which is in reference to your Instagram post the other day.
I think we got to sell a couple more kits before any Bugattis are being gotten.
I think it was because you asked the question, what could we be blabbing on about? And someone else chimed in with it might be a Tesla. I don't know, man. I drive a car from 1999.
Yeah, my car's about 10 years old. I love it, but
yeah, I think that's just because I love my car so very much.
Yeah, I think if you guys haven't noticed, Banks and I aren't really about the flashiness of this whole thing. Like, I don't know.
Look at Max's office.
Yeah, that's not us. You know, right now our goal is to like keep making as many kits as possible and to like get you guys inspired and get you guys creating. You know, with that, there's one last announcement on the Kit Bash front before we get into some paint overs. We had an amazing launch with Learn Squared. Like we're so blessed that they've hosted us this whole time, and getting to team up with them on the KB Festival and just letting us hijack their streams like this. But it's time for the bird to leave the nest type of thing, and so we are launching the Kit Bash Twitch streams. So if you go to kitbash3d.com/live, that's our own Twitch channel, and this is like an important step for us because we want to continue to bring you more and more stuff, and we want to be able to give you that stuff without kind of dodging around the Learn Squared streams. So I think we'll probably be hosting a lot of their stuff as well. We'll still be in close partnership with them, but at least spin it off into a different channel. So when you come to kitbash3d.com/live, you know what you're getting. You're getting the Banks and me flavor.
And we're so incredibly grateful for link it in the chat, homies. There we go.
Here, I got it.
Cool. We're so incredibly grateful for Learn Squared. I mean, they taught us how to do this, and they have been very encouraging in us. This was a very natural progression for us to jump in and have our own stream, and it's been such an awesome kickoff to do it with them. So we could not be more pumped and excited, and we will be, like Max said, hosting their content when our streams aren't going, and we're super stoked. So if you want, are we streaming over there right now, Max?
We are streaming over there right now. So okay. Actually, this is kind of a perfect opportunity for us to kind of switch over, and so we're gonna say our goodbyes to the Learn Squared stream right now, and then jump on over to the Kit Bash stream, and I'll pick up and do some paint overs for a little bit over there.
Bangerang. So you jump over there. And everyone, if y'all would, join us over there, because this stream, I'll leave this going on mine for a little bit. But if you want to keep up with what's happening, it's going to be happening over with Max on kitbash3d.com/live. Woo!
Awesome.
Says Pixel Monk.
Woohoo! Awesome, sweet. I'll see you guys on that stream, and we'll start doing some paint overs.
Pixel Monk says Papa Ash letting the baby birds fly. That's right, Pixel Monk. That's right. So please join us on our first flight on the other side of this thing.
Go.
And I'm gonna slide this. Oh, first. Yep. Okay, so we're live with you over there now, Max?
We are.
All right. So if you are just tuning in, we're live with Max and I on Kitbash 3D, as well as we're still live here on Learn Squared for just a little bit longer. But we're gonna keep the stream open as Max jumps into Photoshop to do some paint overs that came in through social media last night. So to catch you up, if you don't know, we are Kitbash 3D. We are an architectural asset store, bringing you as much cool stuff as we can possibly handle. And you can join us in the chat room here and the conversations. You can also join us to whatchamacallit. You can join us on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, whichever one pertains to you, and engage with us, please. So if you are watching this on the Learn Squared channel, we still got a couple people coming in, actually. Kandursky says, hello, everybody. Missed the beginning. Where to get the new sample kit? Usual place on the website or some special link? Awesome question about the sample kit. If you are just tuning in, we have just put out a brand new sample kit, which you can see here. That is the Art Deco kit. The Gothic sample kit is gone, but we are doing a new contest with this one. Hashtag KB3D contest, which to enter, you can put you put that when you post to Instagram, or you can post directly into our Facebook group. To answer your question, how to get this one, if you are already on our mailing list, you are going to receive our newsletter tonight that has the new kit already in it, as well as some usual special goodies from us. If you did not get the last sample kit, if you did not participate in the last sample kit, the last contest, go to our website, kitbash3d.com, and there's a link right at the top. You can click it and get to our sample kit, or if you scroll down about 3/4 down the page, you just type in your email, and you'll get some confirmation stuff from us. Professor Mahdi says, hello, Bank and Maxx. I love you. Right on, man. Much appreciated. We are, if you're just joining us, we are so pumped to be part of this awesome community and to be building this thing with you guys. You know, it's only as strong as all of us together. And you know, we're trying to create a place for us to engage and work with one another and help each other out. Oh, here we go. All of a sudden, I got real big. Oh, now there's like 48 of me as far as I see.
You know what? I'm switching over to my other monitor, Banks. So if you're not gonna be able to see anything I'm doing unless you're on
the other Twitch.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks everyone for growing with us and figuring this stuff out with us. If you are just tuning in, this is our first flight onto our own Twitch stream, which I'm putting the info up right here. This is our new channel.
Yeah, people on the Twitch channel, can you guys hear Banks as well on our Kitbash Twitch channel? This is our first thing, so I just want to make sure that everything's working before I jump into it. Let's see.
All right.
Yeah, cool. Okay, they can hear you both. So you and I can chat through this. We got a couple paint overs to do, and I'm going to end my screen share with you. Cool. So we got a couple paint overs. Thank you guys for sending me stuff over on Facebook. Sorry. And yeah, basically we got a couple awesome ones. This one comes from Benjamin Nazan, who's just a super cool guy. And he's been asking me to do a space demo for a little bit. And I've had the pleasure of getting to watch him grow as an artist for the last little bit and just get better and better. And I think this is a personal piece of his, and he just wanted to know what he can do to make it better, which is super cool. That's always like just a fun thing to be able to do. Yeah, I agree completely. It's something that I'm always fighting for is how do I do better? Every painting I do, I want it to be better than the painting I did before. Um, and it's a tough struggle, you know, especially as you get further and further into your career. Um, the plateaus last a lot longer, and sometimes you don't see that improvement every time, and it can be very like soul crushing when you feel like you've been stuck at the same level for a while. Um, and if you have that hunger to keep getting better and better and better. And sometimes you just need like just a little push in the right direction, or just to see things from a different perspective. Just to see someone else's take on it, and that's why I think paintovers are so important and so good. Is because this is right now, you know you've done a good painting, but maybe you feel stuck, and maybe you don't even know what the potential of moving this forward is. And just seeing like a little bit of an improvement, because there's not a lot of drastic improvement to make here, but just that little tweak might all of a sudden give you that clear vision, and that'll carry through your paintings from here on out. Yeah, yeah, completely. I'm just gonna do a little bit of prep work so that I can quickly, work with this painting. So yeah, do you not see chats on Kitbash Live? I think, yeah, and also you could try refreshing the page. But yeah, they're happening. We got a lot of yeah, yes, yep, yeah, yeah, yes, yep, yeah. It's because I'm on a separate monitor. That's sorry. Right, right now it's just my screen. Probably better that way. Cool. So just doing a little bit of prep work just so that we can hit this hard and hit it fast. Cool. So I'm just doing a little bit of this just to separate this foreground so that we can really concentrate on the background here. And this is perfect. This is all I wanted to do. So really quick, let me run through what I think is working really, really well in this painting, and then where I think the improvements can be made. Um, First of all, it's like a dream. It's very surreal. I love this the scale that you're getting by having this character up against this giant, structure. It's just a very cool story of like a tightrope walker between these two asteroids, which is very, very cool. The eye is being guided well from this asteroid down to here, and then this kind of taking you down here as well. Would I, and also I would say the colors are beautiful. Having the strong Jupiter oranges and these cool blue-green nebulas. That's really, really nice. I think things that can be improved on is right now we have a lot of dead space here. And when I create a painting, I like to have a beginning, middle, and end. So if over here is your beginning and this is your middle, give me an end point. And that creates a triangle, and that keeps your eye moving. And that's really like when you're doing a painting, you want to create these loops, because the more loops you have, the more it keeps the eye engaged in the painting and moving around. Now, with that, I would also say that the depth of field, I understand, is cool, but really what makes Jupiter really cool to me is the layers, when you really see what's going on here. And that's really your hero and what's going to give you scale. By putting some depth of field, it makes everything look small. So what I'd like to see is the crisp details of Jupiter here. And then with that, I think having some nice details just to fill in here a little bit, not much, because you don't want to take the eye away from it, but you still want to give that feeling of realism. And I think that comes from, not just having silhouettes here, but actually finishing that up. So those are kind of the areas I'm going to focus on, is creating an endpoint here to keep that loop going, getting some more detail into Jupiter to create that scale, probably adding and flushing out a little bit more of these blue and green nebulas in this background. That might be what that endpoint is, and then seeing what we can do about adding the details in here. So first thing I'm going to do, let me get a Jupiter in here.
Rain says, yeah, I wanted a kind of poetic dream image. Glad you feel it.
Dude, definitely.
I like a good poetic dream image myself. Michael's got some cool ideas for what we could add to our channel. He says maybe have a featured artist link that you periodically update. I don't know about others, but sometimes that's cool to see.
That's awesome. That's a good idea.
I really like that. He also says actually maybe a quick tips thing about kit bashing would be cool too, even if it's not a video. Right on. I hope
awesome.
I hope that we can offer a lot of quick tips through these streams weekly, and maybe we can cut some of those up into some little mini videos, some quick takes. That's what I was thinking. That'd be really cool. Like here's just one quick tool, and here's one quick trick.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I dig that idea, Michael.
So I'm going to grab some quick images to see what we have to play with. What I want to do is I want to find some piece of Jupiter that has that really juicy detail into it, which is hard to find. Usually you end up finding CG stuff because we just don't have super high-res images of Jupiter. But I think we can do get something going that works. And we can always get that lighting in. So I'm just going to try a couple things and see what's out there, see what we can grab. I love space stuff. I don't do a lot of space paintings lately. It's been a while. Here, this is an actual picture from the Juno probe, by the way. It's not super high res, but let me just pull it in so you can see how cool this place is. This is like look at that. It's just so nuts. And these are layers and layers of infinite storm clouds. It's just so bizarre that this is a real thing. And so I want to get that feeling in there. And so maybe this is the way. What I might end up doing if this was a full production matte painting is is actually going in here and using this as a base and then finding images of Earth storm clouds and layering them on top of here. So using this as kind of my bottom layer and then adding like Earth clouds so that I could get really crisp details. Storm from space. Let me find a high res one. Like, check this out. Like, this is what I'm talking about. You know, this is the kind of stuff that layers in that detail and that juiciness that I'd want in a Jupiter painting.
Oh, wow, right, yeah.
You know, it's and we might be even able to grab this and color correct it into a Jupiter-esque thing. Let's try it out. We're just gonna play with this. You know, why not? That's what we're here to do.
We are here to explore.
You know, let's just try getting some of these colors in here.
Oh, wow.
We'll tone that down so it's not super over the top. And then what I'll probably do is grab this main image and maybe see if we can put this into the shadows of here. Just fuck around. That's what this is all about. So let's grab this. Let's do blending options, and let's just pull this into the shadows of this whole thing. And see what that's getting us. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. You know, it's all a little trial and error.
I can imagine the more trial and error you do now, the more tools you have to use when you're under the gun. You know, when you're doing
definitely
client work and you got to go at speed.
Yeah, definitely. Here, what I'll do is I'll grab some colors from here and I'll just like see what I can do with just painting some colors with the soft light on. Just kind of see what all I can do to start to get that Jupiter feel.
That's one thing I thought was so cool in the last contest was how many people were like really trying new stuff. You know, I think there was a lot of inspiration kicked off from the festival when E-Man jumped on Emmanuel's shoe and used all the kits in his own way and like built just something totally unique out of it and made, you know, turned Art Deco buildings on their side and made spaceships out of them and created a dome with the Arabic kit and this whole like sci-fi world. You know,
yeah.
And then seeing the 40 posts that came after that were all like really pushing the boundaries of what you'd immediately think about when looking at these things.
Yeah, I think he showed a lot of people a whole new way of using the kits, and that unlocked a lot of potential. And I think that's just such a cool thing to be able to do is just really like push the boundaries of what you can do with the tools, and then hopefully that inspires someone else to try using these tools in a different way.
I loved how he talked about pieces as shapes, you know, not as buildings, but, you know, taking these shapes and then creating a new shape with them that he liked.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, you know, that's something Nick talks about that a lot too. It's like, you know, these kits are just shapes. You just, let's find the shapes you want and let's use them. And it's a cool way of looking at it.
Yeah. That's Nick Hyatt that Maxx is talking about, and we were just talking about Emmanuel Shu, who both were on the Kit Bash 3D Festival, which probably all of you in this room with us now know. But if you don't, stick with us. We'll be posting videos from that coming up pretty soon. Some recap videos and things like that.
So you can, like, if you're looking at what I'm doing and going like, what the fuck are you doing? Is there like a process to this whole thing? Right now, it's really like going back and forth between Jupiter and this like Earth photo and seeing what I can do to bring those colors in. So first thing, put that Jupiter image as like in the shadows. That's basically just blending it into the shadows of this Earth image. So then we have these clouds on top. And then I'm just starting to introduce these colors into here, just trying to get that color variation we have here. And then I'm painting with soft lights to get those warms and that lighting in. And now kind of going back in and touching little areas with cool tones because Jupiter has those different rings of warms and cools. And so I'm seeing what can I do to bring those rings into this whole mix. And, you know, still like this is still an Earth photo and the scale might not be completely right, but just doing my best to try to get a little more of those details in there and see, you know, what we can do. There's probably better photos. Usually when I'm doing these paintovers, I'm just grabbing kind of the first photo that pops up on Google. I think, you know, if I spent a little more time reference hunting, I could probably find something that's a little closer to the actual like crazy storms that happen on Jupiter. But I think for now, this is going to get the point across of how you can use and transform these kind of Earth photos into this kind of a structure, and getting those colors in there and getting that detail in there, that like really nice cloud detail. And this might be overkilling it. So what I'll probably do is, let me just lift the shadows rather than adding that Jupiter back there all the way. I'll add a little bit of it underneath and then just kind of lift those shadows. And then I might just grab, let me just see, maybe just grab these colors directly and make these the highlights now. You know, really the goal is just to get a little bit of breakup. That's really what I'm looking for, is just like breaking up the clouds and the Jupiter planet into like fine details. So I think something like that's cool. Let's see if we can maybe bring up a little bit of that shadow side, because it's just a little too dark right now. Or we could do the opposite. We could just go harsh lighting. But we want to keep that strong silhouette behind that character, so I'll probably pump things up around him.
Rain,
we'll get a little...
who is this character? Who's walking the tightrope in front of Jupiter? What does he mean, or she mean to you?
Cool. So let's do something like that for now. We'll leave it. Yeah, let me know what he says while I'm doing this paint over.
Cool.
Probably, I'm gonna leave this pretty rough, but at least kind of get that idea out there.
He goes, haha, yeah, it was supposed to be me, but as a girl in an image, it feel better, I guess. Nice, okay. I like that. I like making self-portraits in outer space. And I also think having ambiguity to your characters is really cool. It allows the viewer to create their own story.
Cool.
Which is similar to what you were talking about, Max, with when we went over your cover photo, I think 2 weeks ago, and you were talking about making a mannequin without a head as your image, leaving
definitely.
To let people create their own stories within a visual narrative.
Yeah, definitely. And I think this is cool. It definitely feels like that. Like you can imagine yourself as that character, which is really, really cool. I'm gonna leave the planet here for now. Just I know it's rough and dirty, but that's kind of the trade-off with paint overs of trying to do something. But hopefully that gives you some ideas with the planet.
Can we see a little bit bigger?
Sorry?
Can we see a little bit bigger?
Yeah, sorry. I work on a giant Cintiq, so a lot of the times I'm working pretty zoomed out because I want to just see how the whole image is working.
Rain says, I really like those clouds, and Donda says that contrast is awesome.
Yeah, I think definitely there's a lot more we could push it to really like not just go in there and actually paint these clouds to match the Jupiter look. But I think that finer detail in general is going to help you out quite a bit. And then for the nebulas, it's really hard to find great nebulas online. Like it's just such an abstract thing. Every once in a while you find like a great NASA photo. A lot of the times what I'll use for nebulas is like water tank stuff. Let me see. Water tank ink. So if you type in water tank ink, you'll get a bunch of this kind of stuff. And sometimes you can find something cool that you can transform into a nebula. Like these sorts of things. I don't grab this stuff off of Google, by the way. I just grab it off of Shutterstock. Where you actually have like a license for the photography. Just be like very careful. But you can find a lot of this kind of stuff. For now, it would be like way too hard to find the perfect one of that. So I'm just gonna actually just grab like a NASA nebula type of thing. Throw this back here. And I think what you have a cool opportunity to do here is you can create a really awesome silhouette. So let me bring this down. Let's take the reds out a little bit. A little less saturation.
Hey Max, I'm still streaming our audio onto the old platform just so people can hear that we're over here. But some people in the chat room on the Learn Squared stream are unable to figure out what's going on. So if you're new to that stream and you're just jumping in, we've actually moved streams over to kitbash3d.com/live. There's a link in the chat. It's also written there on the screen for you. So join us over here and you'll be able to see what's going on. This is where we, Kitbash3D, will be streaming from now on. So join us over there.
So what I'm doing here, if you're watching, basically I'm trying to create a really nice silhouette behind this planet, kind of show the curvature and kind of use that as a beat. We can use a lot of this stuff that you have going on here, which is really great. And something like that gives you that last beat. If you're looking for that finale of the painting, if you have your first, your second, and third view, that kind of gives you that feeling of just like infinite vastness, right? And maybe that's what your ending beat is. It's just vastness.
So Chris Bohan has joined us in the room. What up, Chris? He has made some awesome stuff in the last KB3D contest and has been with us on all these streams. He asked, will you guys have a constant schedule here? That is an awesome question, Chris. And yes, we will be Tuesdays at 10 a.m. every week on this channel. So Tuesdays, 10 a.m. is going to be our regular spot here. So please join us, Chris. We love having you in the chats, man. We love seeing your work and being part of this thing with you, man. So come around, join us. Mike Johnson has posted a link, Neon Flames, that Rain says, wow, Mike, awesome, thanks. Mike Johnson hooking up Rain with some Neon Flames. And Michael Licavoli says, holy ampersand money sign. All right. And Chris, awesome, says, looking forward to this sweet Bangarang, man. We're really pumped about this ourselves. So this is a natural progression for us, and having our own show is kind of what we felt like we've been doing since we started, and now we have our own platform to do it from. So on that note, if you are just joining us in the room, we began this stream talking about our yes, it is 10 a.m. Pacific time. God press. We started this stream talking about how we did the KB3D contest that so many people joined in with the Gothic sample kit. And the work was so amazing. Last week we gave out prizes. We were originally going to give just the winner a kit, but there turned out to be so many that we gave out 10 gift cards and things for prizes, because there were just so many awesome things that the artists from the festival, the Kitbash 3D festival, which happened last month, we couldn't vote on just one. So there were so many different votes, and so we wanted to really give some huge shout outs to everyone. So on that note, we're doing another contest that starts today. So our new sample kit, if you were already on our mailing list, will be sent to you tonight. It's an Art Deco sample kit, which Max cracked open at the beginning of this stream, and we might as well at the end of the stream crack it open too, Max.
Yeah.
But it's the new Deco sample kit, and we're doing a new KB3D contest with it. So you can use it, or you can use the full kit of Art Deco, and then when you post your work, post it to hashtag Kitbash or hashtag KB3D contest on Instagram, or directly into our Facebook group, Kitbash 3D on Facebook. That's my spiel.
Boom.
So yeah, join us in this next contest, because it's gonna be wild. And speaking of that, every Tuesday on this live stream, we've got, looking at our calendar, we've got some pretty cool announcements that are going to be happening every week as far as we can tell. So we're going to be announcing cool things, keeping people informed about the new stuff that's happening. We're also going to be featuring the work that comes out for the contest on the show, just like we did throughout the Kitbash Festival. And we will have some pretty cool stuff happening on this show, including some really cool interviews and some tutorials and paintovers and all sorts of cool stuff. So,
yeah, we really wanted to start this channel off right, and that's why we wanted to do a paintover day today to kind of just let you know we've been doing a lot of just Kitbash stuff over and over and over again, which is awesome, and like it's just because we have so much that we're doing with Kitbash. But we're also all about how do we get people making better work, and how do we support you guys? And so paintovers and tutorials and interviews and stuff like that is, I think, just as important as showing you the kits. So we're going to be doing that definitely on this channel.
Our goal is to bring you guys as much value as possible. We so value your time and your attention and your wanting to jump in here with us. So we are constantly and looking for ways that we can do things that are cooler for you guys. And so many of you have given us so many great ideas on our Instagram. You send us private messages and stuff, or through our email or our Facebook, and we love your ideas, because this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to be a resource for you guys and build a community that we can all engage and be part of something together bigger than ourselves. So please keep the awesome ideas coming. And let us know how better, or what more cool stuff we can bring your way.
Yeah, on that, I always like to ask this in the streams, and we have kind of a running list. But what kits are you guys excited about?
Yep.
Like, what kits do you want us to make? Because we're making them for you. So we want to know what you're actually looking for.
Yeah, if you have a thought, an idea of what a new awesome badass kit would be, put that in here. We've been keeping a running tab. I'm just now echoing everything you said.
Unbelievable. He's got a Twitch channel, and all of a sudden he thinks he's king of the goddamn world.
I'm just checking back in with the Learn Squared channel. Lewis the Awesome and Watashinoki Setsu. I think I got pretty close there. We are no longer on the Learn Squared stream. We are now on kipash3d.com/live, which is where we'll be streaming from now. So if you're still over there, you can hear us, but it's just because I've left the sound on. But we're actually on this new link, which I'll put in the chat now. And if you're already over there in Kipash3D live with us, thanks for bearing with us as we fly from the nest.
Cool. So I'm just getting some asteroid bits in here. I'll kind of catch everyone up a little bit on what I just did, because I added this strong silhouette with these space nebulas and a little planet to kind of give you something like a hidden like Easter egg or something back there, something to give you like the feeling like the painting is worth exploring, right? That's like one of the big things when you create a big painting, you want it to feel worth staring at and trying to find the secrets in. And I think, part of that is creating the loop of keeping the eye moving around and then giving it little treats as it does circle around. And here, just getting a little bit of this like rock texture in here. And I'm just color correcting it a little bit. And just by getting that texture in there, it feels like there's so much more going on in this painting. And even if it's subtle, like just a little kick over here, it just still gives you the feeling like there's something hidden in here. I'll do the same thing and just grab this texture and drop it over here.
We got a couple votes here. We got Rain says some ruins, like castle ruins and stuff. Chris Bohan says traditional Japanese architecture would be really cool. That's a cool idea. Rain says kind of Skyrim / Lord of the Rings ruin stuff. Word. On that note, you could bang up the Gothic kit a little bit in your own way to achieve that kind of look, but I think that's really cool. Aaron Donda says, I would love to see an industrial kit, like large factories, plants, rigs, etc. Basically like a ton of pipes. So a pipe kit, LOL. And then Pixelmonk says, yeah, industrial would be a pretty effective kit and probably sell extremely well. Right on. Pixelmonk says, same thing with the space junk. Nernies, right. Like Greebles kind of thing, right? That's a cool idea. So we got a couple new votes in here, which all sound really cool. Man, doing an industrial one could be really sweet.
Japanese architecture, that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
Like pagodas and villages.
Yeah, the Skyrim Lord of the Rings ruin stuff is kind of a really cool idea. Kind of ancient ruins, almost like even Cambodia. What's it? Siem Reap or Angkor Wat. That type of thing could be really cool. Industrial kit, definitely.
And Donda says, "Oh yes, Greebles."
Space junk.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff. So we got space junk, Greebles, Nernies, which I like, industrial, castle ruins, and traditional Japanese architecture. Oh, and Mike Johnson adds jungle huts. That's a cool idea, Mike.
I'm going to leave this really quickly. I'm going to leave this where it is. I want to run through this because we're kind of running out of time, and there were two other things I wanted to look at. But there's not. I just want to talk about them rather than doing a paint over for right now. Benjamin, I think this painting is super cool. I love the story. I love the feeling of it. There's not like I said in the beginning, there's not a whole lot I would change. There's just little things that I would improve. And I think that comes down to, just again, going over our initial notes, give me more in Jupiter. Like, this is super rough and mocked up. Spend some time, like, finding some textures and giving me that detail in those layers, and let me feel those clouds behind them and feel that sense of depth. I think give me that foreground texture, not just the silhouettes. Give me something in there, and and give me that beginning, middle, and end. Give me this little ending bit right here, so that my eye wants to move around it and feels like I'm getting a little treat when I get to the end, so that I see the character, as the strong silhouette. I go to maybe the eye of Jupiter, and then follow Jupiter around and get to this further back depth that keeps the eye moving back in space and makes this world feel even more vast. And then let that asteroid guide us right back down the tightrope over to him. Create that loop, and that will keep the eye moving really, really well, and I think give you a really dynamic painting.
That's really cool. Man,
yeah, great work.
Thanks for sending this in for paint over. Guys, we're gonna be doing Maxx will be doing paint overs quite a bit on this show. So if you have some work you want him to take a look at, and you want the audience to take a look at, shoot it over to us. We want to be a resource for you and give you some second opinions and help us all grow.
Yeah, I definitely going to make that one of the things that we make a point of at least once a month. At least once a month on this channel, I want to be doing some paint overs and see the work that you guys are doing. Really love doing that stuff. I'm going to just pull up 2 of the images that came through on Facebook and just talk about them, because honestly, I don't want to paint over them because they're fantastic and there's not a whole lot of painting over that I would do. They're also both very concepty, with like very beautiful brush strokes, which is, for me, I think I can help a lot more with A, the foundations of it, and B, the matte painting stage. So kind of the first 10% and the last 10%. And these are kind of somewhere in the middle of there where, I think I can just help with the composition and the colors and stuff like that. This painting is freaking gorgeous, of course, from Dimitri, who's been killing it for a while. His Kit Bash stuff was nuts too. Absolutely love that, just the story that's being told here. And this is just a perfect example of when I talk about the 1, 2, 3 read, the beginning, middle, and end. Because for me, the beginning really starts around here. And this is a composition trick that, like, when you're doing environments, you really don't use. But when you're doing concept work, you always look at the eyes. Like, the eyes becomes the focal point. And these are the only eyes we see in here. And I think that's really cool that these 2 guys are kind of whispering to each other. And then we kind of take that up to the fire of the caravan and the strong silhouette that's happening here. And then we follow the caravan up and over into this gateway. And it's really beautiful. It takes us around. What I would say, just a couple things that I would like to see on a composition side for this improvement, or for this to improve, is right now my eye is fighting this, and this. These are really cool, but my eye is fighting these. It doesn't know which one's the focal point, because the contrast, while this has a darker shadow, the contrast on these right buildings up against the white sky is just as much contrast, if not more, than this middle statue. So I think having a little bit more of a hierarchy with that background is going to really help you and help sell the depth. And it's perfectly fine to have, a 1, 2, 3, 4 read, and then if you can find some way to connect that back over to here and create a loop, even better. Doesn't need the loop, but that's just kind of my thoughts compositionally in a story way. And then other than that, I think the colors are absolutely gorgeous. You're playing with really subtle warm tones in these robes against these cool tones. That's really making this caravan stand out really beautifully, and these kind of almost white flames. It's really stunning. So yeah, that would be my only notes on this. This is an absolutely gorgeous painting.
Yeah, totally. To check in with the chats, we got a couple more requests here to note on the list. We got Aztec, like an ancient series would be super useful. Roman, Aztec, Indian, Egyptian, all ancient stuff. Ken Durst
That's awesome.
says an average modern city streets elements would be nice as well.
There's a lot of that stuff in Victorian, actually. Victorian has the street lamps and sidewalks, and there's like hundreds of different doors and windows and stuff to build a city out of, as well as I think like 5 different city blocks that are pre-assembled.
And then for Victorian also, there is a Victorian mini kit where if you just want to get a smaller set of the pieces at a lower cost, you can pick up the Victorian mini kit there if you don't want to jump in for the full thing.
Cool. And I see Benjamin's.
Yep.
Yeah. Benjamin, I'll definitely send you a JPEG on Facebook, and I think the silhouette of the girl is nice. It really depends on where you want to leave this. If you want to take this to full-blown illustration or matte painting level, then yeah, I would try to find maybe an image of a tightrope walker and use that. If you want to leave this as a concept, then the silhouette does the job of the story. Yeah. Great job, Dimitri, on this. And so let me check whose image this was. I saw it before, but un momento, por favor. So this comes from Jaden Whelan. This is awesome. This is super cool. I love the texture and the paint strokes. The paint strokes to me right now feel a little too Photoshop filter. I think this is like a really good, just in terms of like, let's just talk about the feeling and the texture of the painting first, since that's a big part of this painting as it is. The kind of Photoshop paint daubs type of thing is really good to give yourself an underpainting. And then I would go in on top of that with a brush and really start to get some better brush strokes in here to get that texture working. So just something to like keep in mind if you're going to do this. You want to hide your tracks. The whole goal of it is to hide the tracks as much as possible. And part of that is leaving the underpainting and then going on top with actual brushes and getting those details back in there and kind of covering a lot of that stuff up. Nothing wrong with it. Super good way to work. It's a way to work fast, and that's awesome. In terms of composition, you have this awesome character here. This is like a super cool character design too, but he's kind of getting lost. The darkest blacks are in your far background, and your brightest highlights are in your far background, and everything kind of condenses into the middle values as you get further down. What I would want to see is actually probably, let me just set this to lighten, probably take the shadows down here in this background. I would take these shadows down a little bit, and you're not losing anything from the shapes of it all. And then get those values darker in that foreground so that you can start to emphasize this silhouette. And that just makes that character start to pop so much more.
Yeah, that's so rad.
And if you wanted to, you could even play with if you wanted to play with lighting to emphasize this, you could even add like a ray of light kind of guiding your eye to him type of thing and get away with that. And then let yourself play with these shapes in this foreground and maybe some stronger highlights on it.
Man, JD Hilliard and BNQP have joined the room. What is up, gang? these guys have been with us the whole ride. And JD says a little late to the show, but JD, you are actually right on time. This is our first one, and we're gonna be doing this every week on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. So this is our new spot. So you actually are at the first of the show over here. So you're right in the room, man, and I'm pumped to have you here. All you guys who have been with us this whole time. It's so cool to see you guys. I feel like I know you guys really well, and that's so cool. It's only been 6 weeks since Kitbash 3D came on into the world here. Plurs asks, how would you put this mountain temple more at the fourth read, only playing with value to reduce contrast in the first painting?
Here, let me switch over to it.
Okay.
It's I don't think it's that. I think it's not a difficult fix. I mean, a difficult thing to fix. So if I wanted to put it at the fourth read, I'd push it back. It's all about managing your contrasts, right? Fourth read. And you could go even further with it, you know.
Wow.
But that's how you get that fourth read.
So simple, so fast.
Yeah. Cool. So with this, you know, the first thing is really like starting to prioritize that depth, maybe getting some lighting to bring you to this character, and pushing back that factory a little bit. I think those things start to really help get more of that depth and that dynamic image. You know, from there, I think the next thing would be right now your sky. I think this is a thing that it seems to be a pretty common thing that we all go for, is we want this like really dramatic, beautiful sky. The problem is if you have a complex foreground or midground and a complex sky, you lose the ability to create silhouettes, and a lot of the time it takes your attention away from all the other stuff going on. So I think this image would actually benefit a lot from a simpler sky, so that you can really let these silhouettes do the work for you. Right now, these silhouettes are getting lost in here, and there's a difference between it going back in atmosphere and getting lost from the busyness. So let me quickly mask these things out, and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about.
Some of the comments, Plurs says, thanks, and thank you, Plurs, for bringing your questions, and thank everyone for joining us and adding in the comments, and we're here doing this for y'all. So any of your questions, please don't hesitate. We want to be a resource for you, so bring them. And Michael Licavoli says, so good. Right on. Yeah, thank you all for chiming in with us and asking your questions. I think so much of life we feel like we need to be quiet and let the others in the room have the voice. But I think the fortune favors the brave, you know, and get your questions asked. And this is a forum that we want to answer all of your questions. So much rather hear from you guys than hear from me. I mean, what? So please bring your questions in here as often as possible, and join us on this live stream.
Yeah, and thank you guys for submitting. You know, it's not an easy thing to get a critique. You know, it takes a certain amount of bravery and openness to, like, you know, it's not easy for me when I get critiques too. You know, my first reaction is to get defensive and start to justify the reasons why I made all the artistic decisions that I made.
Right. And
really, even when I'm giving a critique, I also am giving it from, this is my personal visual taste, right? Like art, there is no right and wrong. It's if it speaks to you or doesn't. And this is just what I see. And you know, hopefully if you guys are submitting your paintings to be critiqued, you know that that's what it is, and that's what you want. That's what I assume. So that's why I don't hold back, because I assume that you submit these things because you want to know what my eye sees and what connects to me. And that's why I want to give you the goods and and do this to the best of my ability and try to do justice to your paintings, to do whatever I can do to help push you along on your artistic journeys.
Man, I had a mentor once who he started to give me a critique, and he was absolutely right, but I immediately went into to justify what I was doing and why I was doing it that way, and he cut me off and he goes, "I'm sure there was a reason you did what you did, but it's not working. So can we please move on?"
Oh man.
I was one of the most
way to like,
I was really
stop you in your tracks.
I was really young, and he was, a very accomplished master, and he was 100% right. And but it was so intense. It took me like 5 days before that like sunk in. I was like, "Fuck, he's right. I gotta use my time here."
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's awesome.
I appreciate you and all of the artists hearing people and having thoughts. Oh, I love how you've given this thing depth here.
Yeah, and now the next thing I want to do is just give it direction. So we have depth now. Now we need direction. And the way that I'm going to give it direction is by adding that like subtle vignette, and get a little vignette going here too, and then maybe bring in that light coming in. So, I'll turn this off and on so that you can see the, now we've got, with these two layers, we have depth, and now we have direction.
JD says he's about to get a critique at 2:30. He's in for a lifelong critique. You have to have that thick skin. I think it's a healthy dose of both. Like, being able to take criticism and learn from it is a big skill, I think, and to be able to take the good is something that I know I'm working on. And it's a tricky thing to do. But yeah, thick skin and a good healthy dose of knowing that they're trying to help you, and critiques from clients, sometimes will be brutal. And you just gotta stay with it and stay true to yourself, as well as doing the work you were hired to do.
Yeah, and one of the tough things about doing client work is a lot of the times you're getting critiques from people who probably don't understand the layers and decisions that you're making nearly as much as you do as a painter, right? Like if you get a critique from a commercial producer or an agency, that person is not trained in art, right? They don't, they might have a good eye, they might be very creative, or they might be more connected with what the client is looking for and all the politics that go on behind the scenes, which is really what it usually comes down to. But your ability to roll with those punches, to take that feedback that they give you and try to transform it in some way that still keeps the image looking good, that's your job. It's way easier to do a personal painting and make it look cool than it is to take the worst brief and the shittiest notes and make that look cool.
Yeah.
But that's your job when you're working professionally. Your job isn't just to go like, throw my hands up in the air, they gave me shitty notes, and now this painting's going to be crap. No. Your job is to take that shitty notes and find a way to make it still look good.
Max, I'll be right back. Just 1 second.
Cool. Yeah, Jaden, thank you for sending this over. I really loved this painting. It grabbed my eye immediately. The bold colors and everything really grabbed my eye right away. I think it's such a cool image, such a cool palette. I think these little tweaks can really help push this. And you could still put a sky back here. I would just try to find something a little simpler and really let these silhouettes play. I would play this depth up, get this foreground working so that you can get these 1, 2, 3 beats. And just to go over those 1, 2, 3 beats, where I see them right now, and of course they could change depending on how you use all these elements. But I see them right now as, I think what you'd want to do is the character to the background factories to this whole thing, and have that take you to the continuing factories in depth, and let that somehow guide you back to here. So yeah, I mean, it can be whatever beginning, middle, and end you want. I would just make the conscious decision of what's your number 1, what's your number 2, and what's your number 3, and then make sure that the focal points align with that. because if 1 and 2 are equal, then you're going to get bouncing. You know, rather than 1 to 2, you're going to get this bouncing back and forth between the two, which is going to frustrate the eye versus guiding the eye. So anyways, that's my advice, my critique. This is just, again, my personal taste. I like this painting, and I hope that I hope you keep going with it. Anyways, that's it for me on the critiques. I don't really have much else to say about these. Thank you guys for sending in all of these awesome stuff. I'll hit you back on Facebook with this as well. Jada notes.
We've got a couple people who are still in the Learn Squared stream who can hear us, but they can't see us. Gang over there, we've moved. We Kipash3D have moved to our own Twitch stream channel, kipash3d.com/live, which is where we are live streaming now. And to close this out, Rain says, I gotta go eat. Thanks again, guys, for the paint over, all those kits, and all the time that you share with it. Have a good night/day. This red painting is awesome, plurs. Yes, it is, players. And JD asks, so this is going to be on Tuesdays. Today is Wednesday. JD, great point. Yes, we Learn Squared had a thing specifically they needed to do on yesterday, so we have bumped today only. They bumped us to Wednesday. And now going forward on this channel, we are going to be on Tuesdays, every Tuesday at 10 a.m., which brings us to a good point. I don't know exactly how this works, but I think to be notified about us, you got to hit the follow button up in the top right there next to your chat thing. I think that's how it works. Anyone know?
But we'll also be posting it on social media when we're about to go live and stuff like that. And yeah, it's 10 a.m. Pacific time every Tuesday. Today's the only Wednesday. And the other thing, just, you know, because in case you missed it at the beginning of the stream, we're releasing a new sample kit today, the Art Deco sample kit, which I'll just show off on my screen right now. If you are if you're part of our newsletter, you'll receive this in your email later today. If not, if you go to kipash3d.com and you sign up for our newsletter, the first email you'll get after you confirm will be the sample kit. And with that, we're also doing the next KB3D contest, where you can use either the Art Deco sample kit, or if you have it, the Art Deco full kit, and make whatever cool, awesome images you can, and post them to Instagram with the hashtag KB3D contest, or directly to our Facebook group at Kipash3D.
And all of this stuff is in the details on the website. If in case you forget how to get entered into that contest, we could not believe how awesome the first competition was. Nearly 150 entries, and we were only going to give one prize, but we ended up giving 10 because they were just so awesome, and all the artists from the Kipash 3D Festival last month voted on it, and we couldn't pick just one of y'all, so we wanted to hook more of you guys up because it is just so awesome. I mean, this is the thing that everyone keeps talking about, how amazing it is to see all the cool work and all the diverse work that's coming out of the kits. So Max has got it up on your screen there. That's on our website, kipash3d.com, where if you just enter your email, you'll get sent a free sample kit, as well as all sorts of cool stuff on the newsletter with us. So, Max, you have a thought there?
No, I don't. I think you said everything, and I'm really excited to see what you guys make with this kit. Just the deadline is November 17th, and we'll be announcing the winners on 11/21. And enter this one. Trust me, you're gonna want to enter this one. We're already planning December. And you want to be in the top 10 on this, I promise you.
And so speaking about what's coming up, JD Hilliard has answered my plea for help and says, yep, it's in the top right corner. You click follow and turn on notifications. That's on Twitch if you want to tune in with us, because this Tuesday at 10 a.m. will be, has been, and will continue to be our regular spot where we make all kinds of announcements. And